So it's a sauna log conversation, but I was thinking about how you construct the contest between you and multiple sclerosis or whatever condition you're facing is. Is it a battle? Are you a warrior? Are you gonna kick its ass? FUMS. Are you that? Are you something more laid back? And reflecting on it, I've been both. There've been times, especially when I was first diagnosed, that I was fighting hard, doing everything I could to persevere. And they told me I'd be in a wheelchair, unable to travel by the time I was 50. What did I do for my 50th birthday? I went took a selfie walking around Amsterdam, just so there. And I continued to do that a lot. So yes, I did not bow down. I fought back, and it was a MS warrior, whatever. And that was great. I'm glad I did it, and I'm not complaining about that. But just because you carry it well doesn't mean it's not heavy. And after many years of that, carrying that weight, it got pretty heavy. And at some point, I started to realize, what is possible for my health if I wasn't carrying that weight. If I didn't have that on my shoulders all the time, and could just heal. What is that like? Because I was in a pretty bad spot. I'd run into 4 months where I couldn't speak or eat solid food due to condition known as the suicide disease. I was in a wheelchair and advancing to needing a power wheelchair or more. I mean, I'd really getting close to where if I didn't turn it around, I was going to be bedridden or worse very soon. So letting go in that moment is kind of counterintuitive. I mean, you think that you're fighting the last gasp, but I decided to try a different way, and it's been amazing what's been possible, in part because of that. It's not the only thing that I'm doing. You can hear a lot about diet and exercise and other things like that, and I'm sitting in a sauna at 144 actually at the moment. It's been interesting what is possible. And again, it seems counterintuitive. I'm more letting go, taking a step back, focusing on my health, as compared to, when I was trying to do everything and carry the whole load myself, and not yield to the disease in any way. And I've learned there are different ways to look at yielding and not yielding. And I realized if I'm a fighter, if I'm an MS warrior, bash, 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 2 men enter, 1 man leave, that kind of stuff. And that's okay. And I did that. And I respect that if that's where somebody's at. But again, it exhausts me at some point. And it's like, I need to focus on healing. This is my only shot. But I've taken a different focus, and rather than just that intense resistance, being more like water and just flowing around things, flowing with things, adapting to the environment, being patient. Water is soft, rock is hard, but water can defeat rock. Over time, it wears caverns, and look at the Great Grand Canyon. Is exactly that. Is what water can do with enough time, and you see that all over the world. And it's not any different with our health. It's time and persistence and small changes and patience can yield massive results. And we're oftentimes, wanting to have it now, and I got to have it right this moment, and how long is it going to take? And and I get that. You're looking at your watch, like, how many years do I have left? And there's stuff I want to do, but that doesn't make the time pass any easier. Doesn't make the healing come any easier or any faster. And it's been my experience. Sometimes you have to slow down to go fast again. And good things take time. And appreciating that time and being grateful for those moments and not rushing health can be a really, really powerful tool. And so, I don't go with that FUMS and warrior mindset. I've not found that works for me. If it works for you, great, go for it. And it may work for a while. I think especially in the early stages of the disease, that makes a lot of sense. I only backed down and tried this alternate path as last resort. I didn't have really a choice. So if everything else you've tried failed, try something else. Try the one thing you haven't tried. And there's a lot to go into that. Acceptance and flow, and trying to get to that flow state like water, and that grace. It's not giving up, but it does require a different way of framing progress and why things are happening and what you're doing. And again, the water is capable of crashing. I mean, it can tidal waves and smashing up against seawalls, and it can take out a lot. But it can also just be slow rain or steady waves that don't quit, that also get the job done. And so you can't really say one is not powerful or one is more powerful than the other, because with enough time, that you can't have a hurricane constantly for 1,000 years, but you can have just steady water pressure like that. And so sometimes what's intense is not always sustainable, and what is effective may not be intense, but it is sustainable, and it is something that you can tune and maintain. And that's redirecting the water to different places. That's kind of what I'm doing right now, I still have a cascade of symptoms that while my walking and mobility and pain are all improving, yes, yay, there's still a whole host of little things in there that I've got to chip away at. It's not done yet. It's a long way to go. But riding off the moment and saying, "Oh, this is no good. I'm still hurting. 8 years into this, I'm still dealing with this." No, if I have to recognize this is improving. This pain is less than it was. May not be all pain is less than it was, or all mobility is better than it was, but part of it is. And if part of it is, if I've moved it or changed it in some way, then with patience I can change it and move it everywhere, and make it go away, or control it. But it's just and there's a lot of other ways that, and I can't go through all of them here, but that's kind of how I'm able to just be patient and persistent with this and go. Anyway, I hope you found that helpful. Another sauna log. That's it from this guy with MS.